Alright guys, let's look at, this used to be called the chicken run, but honestly it's been fenced off from the chickens now. So I guess I'm gonna call it vegetable garden too, because I already have a vegetable garden. So anyway, I've got a lot of perennials. I got a couple spaces back there I kind of want to fill in with something, but there is a aster that grows up and really fills out this whole like area throughout the summer, so I may not do that. I want to show you guys something that was in the perennial garden that I didn't have planted at the time that I did the perennial garden tour, but I have subsequently planted, and I just really think it's beautiful. So over here I have planted that like variegated dead nettle. See how big the flowers are on that? And then also that is a pyrethrum daisy. I've never successfully grown one of those, so we're gonna give it a shot today. And then that is a Texas native, what is that called? Columbine. Okay, so that's the perennial garden. This gate really doesn't serve much of a purpose anymore since we took down the fence that was right here, but I'm still gonna keep it because it makes me happy. Anyway, in this bed I still have broccolis. I'm still getting quite a few broccolis, just the little ones, but I mean they add up because I have a lot of broccoli plants. So I'm really excited about that. This flower bed that I kind of made for the bees, it's looking really good. I've got love and a mist and blue cornflower, some sage, some fleabane, snapdragons, this oregano. There's a verbena way back there. That's my favorite rose, but it looks kind of sad. So I'm gonna try and baby the rose this year and see if maybe I can get it like growing a little bigger. I don't know. So over here gets hardly any water. Like I rarely water. I don't consistently water over here. So these sedums, they pretty much laugh it up. This variegated artemisia, it suffers, but it makes it. I've got some sedums coming in that I'm going to put in these pots. And here's a lamb's ear. That usually, once it's established, is pretty drought tolerant. And then I put a Blackfoot daisy at the top of this kind of broken pot. It should grow and cascade down. That's my hope anyway. We'll see if that actually happens. Look at my Santa Rosa plum, guys. Look at all of these blossoms. So many more blossoms than last year. And it is right next to the beehive, so hopefully the bees will come and pollinate it. I don't see a lot of bees on it, so I'm gonna be kind of bummed if we have all these flowers and get like 2 plums again this year. So let's all hope, right? I do have this beautiful pot. I've got 2 sedums growing in it right now. I'd like to get some more, but I need to lift the level of dirt in there. And this is a asparagus. It really probably needs a bigger, like a more heavy duty. Oh, there's a bee. There's a bee. Yay. Anyway, it probably needs a more heavy duty cage than that one. That's kind of like just the standard tomato cage, which I actually call pepper cages because they're not going to hold any tomato I know up except for maybe a dwarf one. The mealy sage, Mexican tarragon, it looks like some of the, I don't remember what they were called. They kind of look like rattlesnake master. That looks like that may have started in here. There's some weeds I need to pull, but I'm gonna keep this watered. Definitely need to clear out some of the dirt that the chickens threw back there. Definitely got some weeds over here. And then I've got some mulch that I'm gonna mulch this whole area, hopefully, and get it looking nice. Like I said, all these broccolis I need to actually harvest today before these go into flower are still giving me little heads, so I'm really happy about that. And you know, I'm gonna leave these here until my tomato and pepper plants get like hardy enough where I feel like I can put them out. Like I could put them out because it's been warm and I don't think it's gonna get frosty again, but I really just want to be a little bigger so that they can kind of endure. And I forgot about this Peggy Martin rose is supposed to get massive, right? It's supposed to be a 20-foot rose, right? So we'll see if it really does that or not. I'm not sure if I'll put anything else in this bed. I will leave these onions. These are multiplier onions for sure. I mean, I say that, but they've actually had seed heads, which is unusual for multiplier onions. So maybe I mixed them up. And there's some garlic in here. So those will all just stay here. I'm not sure if I'll put anything else in here because this Peggy Martin rose is pretty substantial and it's going to need its own like place, right? Speaking of roses, this is my hot cocoa rose. It is the most beautiful, deep burgundy with like just this kind of fire finish, like this kind of orangey, fiery finish. I love it so much. I had it there, but it didn't get enough sun because of this apple tree, so I put it back here. And speaking of apple trees, I have like really cut back my apple trees in the hopes that it will encourage fruiting spurs, which it looks to be doing. Like, I cut them way back and I'm seeing a lot of like fruiting spurs coming out, which is what I was hoping for. So I'm happy about that. I'm hopeful I will actually get some more apples this year, because I really haven't. Do not judge my yard. We're in the middle of cleaning stuff up. But anyway, this bed was like tilted that way. It was not very level. So we've leveled it out, and I was going to top it off with this potting mix. However, let me pull this. I found basil seedlings, and I dropped my lemon basil in here in the hope, because lemon basil is notoriously difficult to start from seed. Like, it just doesn't like to come up. So I just kind of dropped the seed heads in here and kind of hope for the best. And because they're here, I'm going to let these get bigger, and then I will carefully top the soil up in here around them. My mom gave me that lemon basil, and I don't know, I'm kind of sentimental about it. You can get those seeds anywhere, but it's one my mom gave me, and I want to keep growing it, that, you know, from seed each year. So I shouldn't be weeding on camera, but it annoys me, so I am. Okay, also dahlia. I don't see any other dahlias over here, so those may have like not made it through, which is fine. This is going to be cucumbers for sure. I don't remember what I'm going to plant here in the front. I forgot, but I've got it written down somewhere. Don't worry about that. This is my onion bed. This is trash. I need to get this up. We're using this to go across the bed to level it. The mountain mint looks great. It's in its own pot, so it doesn't go rampant in this bed. These don't look like multiply onions to me. They're like starting to bulb up. So I don't really remember which variety those are, but I'm not worried. In here are Ailsa Craigs. Those really will bulb up nice and thick. And I'm just gonna leave them here because everything I'm planting in here is like some beans, some tomatoes, some black-eyed peas, that kind of stuff. And they can work around, wherever I place those can be worked around these onions. So around June, these Ailsa Craigs usually get pretty big. So they don't store well, but nothing stores well here. It's humid, it's hot, I don't have some cool, moist place to leave things, right? Look at my beautiful cabbages. I was thinking I might do another kimchi making session, but I saw these were going to seed, and honestly, I'm probably going to leave them to go to seed. I was so pleased with these. I'm going to see what the seeds produce in the fall, if I can get them to go to seed before I plant into this bed, which is very likely. This area I have mulched. We got a different type of mulch because it was just what was on sale. But I don't care. I'm putting sweet potatoes in there, so I don't care. I just don't want to go through the hassle of digging this out. This is that really big ground tray that did nothing last year. So I think I'm going to put beans in here. I don't know. I have this written down again somewhere. I think it's beans. This is a feverfew. It has stuck it out all through last year, and it's growing pretty. And I just want those beautiful little daisy flowers. So come on, feverfew. Like, I'm voting for you. These really are multiplier onions, but they're not going to multiply this year. They're just going to grow, and they'll probably multiply when they come back in the fall, because most multiplier onions will die back around June, July, and then come back in the fall. Okay, the fence is down here. These are all really sad looking blueberries. I'm going to weed the bejeebus out of this, fertilize this, try and baby these blueberries and get them looking good, because they could and should be really good, blueberries. It's just I've ignored this because it was hard to get into and I was just not feeling it. So hopefully I'll get that fixed. This is all the fencing that was in here that we took down. These garlics look amazing. This bed is pretty full. I may top it a little bit. That's some chamomile, and it looks like maybe a fleabane in there, which I would leave. I love fleabane. It's beautiful. Over here, Hubs will hopefully put a bigger fence just around this area, right? So that these asparagus I don't see any more coming up, just these two. We'll see. Can grow big and strong, and we'll keep them like raised up about this high before they kind of expand out. These guys clearly too thin to be harvesting this year. So all of these, and this is a male one, can tell because it's already got flowers on it. Anyway, so this one will grow up and hopefully have like just a wall of asparagus here. I may put some okra in here if I can get it like tall enough before the sweet potato gets put in here, because sweet potato will crawl over anything that's like 2 feet and below. So if I can get some tall okra growing in here, I may do that. My hollyhock already has rust on it, so that is just not gonna make it this year. I'm so disappointed. These goji berries are coming back. I'm gonna try and get them to all kind of just grow up tall and not come out sideways. that, I mean, you can see based on the way that it grows, right? Like these are already shooting sideways. It's gonna be a challenge. It's a challenge all the time. That's why I cut it back as much as I did. But like, I'm gonna give it a shot. Like, I'm gonna try. If I can keep them all growing up before they come out and then go down, they usually will fruit on the downward facing stems. So that's the plan. I don't know if I'm gonna leave these tomato cages here. I think I might, even though I'm growing like corn and some squash in here. I think I might just leave these here because they're hard to get in and I don't feel like pulling them out. Unless I need them for something else, I'll leave them there. Garlic's looking great. Elephant garlic doesn't look great. Everybody said elephant garlic would do really well in my area. And it has been struggle busting like a mama jamma. All the rest of these garlics look fine. I don't know why that one looks terrible. So this is where my tomatoes are. Quite frankly, if they don't come up soon, I will probably just leave them here and grow corn in there and squash in here, and just probably they'll come up in the midst of all that. They can grow. I'll get them in the fall. I'm not sweating it. I am going to replace that fabric bag with a black plastic bucket. It's a little smaller than that one. And then up this trellis, I've got a sweet tea vine that I'm going to grow and see how that does. I need to take down these stakes so I don't fall and kill myself on them. Really disappointed about the loss of my Garnet Mountain multiplier onion. I had 3 of them. None of them survived, which is very tragic for me. There is a galvanized tub that we took out of the perennial garden that I'm going to try and put here. I don't know if there's enough space. We're going to find out. But that's the plan for that. And then these fabric bags will also be turned into plastic or just gotten rid of and the soil reused in a different tub. So that's it for, we'll call this Veggie Garden 2. And I'm hopeful about how it's going to go this year. I hope this is covered in Peggy Martin Rose. I have a cotton leafed pink passion fruit vine that I may put here to grow up this other side, so we could just try to have like pink blossoms all over this. And the cool thing about this is in the dead heat of summer, that passion fruit vine and that rose will be here shading out my tomatoes and beans and stuff that like some sun but not that much sun, right? So anyway, wish me luck, guys.